You're watching Oilers Nation Everyday with Tyler Yaremchuk. Your one-stop shop for all things Oilers.
I think McDavid's going to sign. Let's get into it with the lead. Podcast listeners just like, what the fuck? Silence.
Is this thing on?
Yeah. Hello. Welcome in. Oilers Nation Everyday. We're live from the Sports Closet studio. Check them out online, sportscloset.ca. Crazy early for the TV to be turning off. That's crazy TV.
That's a record.
That is. 60 seconds into the show.
We had 53 seconds.
The show's a presentation of Bet365. Download the app today. Use the promo code NATION. Whenever the moment is never ordinary. Bet365. All of Liam's takes are brought to you by Bet365. Every single one of them.
Yeah, and that's why I have it right above my head.
Yep.
365.
Mistaken Mexican. Tyler officially back to zero worry. Hell yeah, brother. It's Friday.
Friday.
I got a tea time this afternoon.
What time?
3:51.
3:51. I thought you were going to say 3:50. I was like, we are jamming on our
Oh, buddy. Oh, we still are. It's a mail it in Friday.
We probably could do like a 40-minute show.
Yeah, especially because you and I are already doing an hour-long show right before it on all the same stuff. Just kidding. Oilers Nation Radio has a unique flair to it. Today it's going to be me, Liam, Dan, and we're going to give Reese a chance to join the show.
The unique flair is that he's in a different room and Rick yells at Dan.
That's you just described flair. Kevin Hurley says, we are used to this podcast starting with audio problems. Nothing new. Whoa.
Fair enough, Kevin.
Whoa. That's what, you know what, the whiteboard next year, days without a technical issue.
It'll just be, like, the days will just go up until you leave for, like, one day and everything all of a sudden just collapse. Yeah, no one will touch anything and all of a sudden it's like, oh, camera's broke, audio doesn't work. Yeah. Shoelaces are tied together, you're falling down.
YouTube chat, it's great to see you all. I feel like the YouTube chat's gonna start getting a little hot here. Season's getting rolling. I'm looking forward to people starting to watch this show en masse again. The people who are here all summer, those are our ride or dies. We love you guys.
There was a moment yesterday or Wednesday when we had who was our guest on Wednesday? Pagnota. And we were talking about something, but no one said anything in the chat for a while. I'm like, is this it? Is this the end? Like, did the show just die in this moment?
Canceled?
Like 4 minutes of nothing. It was crazy.
I was going to say there was a joke for me to make there that I am absolutely not going to make.
Well, we're free in Canada.
We are.
We don't live under a dictatorship.
Soon to except be. For that one time we talked too much about Amazon Prime and they shut down the YouTube stream.
Yeah, that was not ideal.
Cancel culture got us then.
Speaking of Amazon Prime?
What? What do you want to talk about today?
I see Slurms. He said it's his birthday today and he wants a wish. So happy birthday,
Happy
Slurmsy.
birthday. I wish.
Yeah, did he want a wish from us? Or?
So I know nothing about you.
No.
I wish that someone takes you out for a nice dinner this weekend.
I wish that your bets hit on Football Sunday.
Just follow my QB rankings. More on that later.
Yeah, more on that later. That's a good tease, Liam. Here's what we got coming up on the show today. Camp's open for the Edmonton Oilers. We got some quotes. Liam and I are going to give our lineup predictions.
And we'll describe them.
We're going to describe them, too. You better believe it. We got graphics to go along with it. We got our Sherwood Ford Giant Question later on, because there was a bit of news that came out of day one, or first skate, we could call it, at Oilers training camp. Chris Knobloch telling the media Zach Hyman's going to be out until November. Now,
wait a minute. Stan Bowman told us he was playing the first game of the season.
Well, okay. Stan didn't say that.
You said he said that.
Stan,
and I said that's bullshit.
Well, yeah, Stan did lie. I'll give you that.
He's a liar.
But Bowman didn't quite go as far as to say he's playing the first week, but he said if he's going to miss any time, he didn't think it'd be a lot.
Okay.
That just depends on how you view a lot.
Yeah, like 15 games doesn't seem like a lot until you realize that's a lot.
His full quote 2 days ago was, he's not going to miss much time if he misses any, so I'm not worried about Zach Hyman.
One day later.
God damn it, Stan.
15 games gone.
Stan, you made us all look bad.
Not me. I was on him.
Yeah, you were. You called out Stan. Liam's got, that's a good bit for next year. Stan's BS-o-meter, and you can tell us where it is.
Coach speak.
Yeah, the coach speak index. Stan speak index. That's probably a nicer way to put it.
Yeah. He's pretty good on transactions, I would say. Like, obviously, he's not out there being like, we want this guy. But he says, like, we need a defenseman, and we want to add depth.
Go get Jake Wallman. Go get Trent Frederick.
And that's what he did.
We're not signing Carter Hart. We believe in Stuart Skinner.
We have no money. We're going to get Andrew Mangiapane.
Connor McDavid will sign.
He did say that.
He did say that. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Bowman's first instinct is to lie. Remember, it's not a lie if you believe it. Costanza. Connor McDavid started on a line with Andrew Mangiapane, just as we all kind of expected, right? Like, Mangiapane, the big free agent signing of the crop. You put him up with Connor McDavid to start camp. That makes sense to me. Also had David Tomasek on his wing, which I think would have been pretty surprising to a lot of people. Tomasek coming over to play his first professional season in North America at 29 years old. Led the Swedish league in scoring last year. Scored a combined 49 goals over his last 2 seasons in the SHL. He was the most consistent high-end scorer in one of the best leagues in the world. Like, it probably goes, what? NHL, KHL, AHL, SHL? It's a top 4 league.
Bruce Kurlock thinks the SHL is better than the KHL. So that just kind of shows the standard that it is, just for reference sake. Maybe the KHL has lost a little bit of firepower.
Cachet, yeah.
No pun intended.
Mm-hmm. What would the pun be?
Doesn't matter.
All right. But anyways, Tomasek gets a look with Connor McDavid, and there's 2 kind of things to talk about here. One, interesting that they're clearly willing to give him some amount of runway, or they're intrigued at what the fit could be.
Yeah.
I do think it is absolutely worth noting we don't need to overreact to anything you see on your screen right now. McDavid with Mangiapane and Tomasek. Gregor's been saying it a different way, and I don't know what to do now. Again, this might not even be a line for the first preseason game. Nuge with Henrique and Savoy. Oh my God, they're not giving Savoy time with McDavid. What the hell is going on? Day 1 of camp. Let's all calm down. I already saw tweets. The Oilers don't know how to develop young players, which might be true.
It's not true.
Explain.
Evan Bouchard is one of the best defensemen in the league.
Decent point.
He's a young player. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins has been in the league for 10 years.
Stuart Skinner's a starting goalie.
Stuart Skinner's a starting goalie. Ty Emberson's coming along nicely.
And that one I won't give you half points.
He's half points, but Dylan Holloway's been fine.
For the Blues.
He had a great playoff run for the Oilers.
Scored that 1 goal against the Canucks. That was so sick.
I think if you go through every single team, everybody struggles to develop players.
Yes and no.
Look at the Kings. Alex Turcotte was on their 4th line last year.
Byfield, Mikey Anderson.
Sure. The Oilers I just did the same thing for the Oilers, where they have 2 players who are good and 2 players who are bad.
I don't know. I get why people do complain about, there will be some legit outrage if, they start the season and Howard's in the American League and Savoy's on the 3rd line. And I do think that'll be somewhat justified because, again, coming into this year, we were supposed to be doing all right, here's the youth movement, right? We're keeping the window open. We got these 2 exciting young players joining the lineup. And if the season starts with one of them not here and the other one playing 3rd line minutes, there will be some amount of, I think, deserved outrage. The other angle that I would say, and I wrote about this yesterday, Oilersnation.com,
check it out.
the idea of one of Howard or Savoy being on the 3rd line with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, I actually think can be beneficial for a bunch of different reasons. Chris Knobloch had a quote about how, Savoy and Howard are used to playing with the best players on their team, right? They've played top line minutes their entire lives. They're used to playing with the best players on their team. But what Knobloch said, what comes with that is playing against the best players on the other team. Mm-hmm. And here's another thing. Last year, the Oilers at 5-on-5 with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl off the ice were outscored 88-66. With Connor and Leon off the ice at 5-on-5 in the regular season, 88-66. That's not good. There was a time a couple years ago where that number was way closer to even. I think it was a 49% goal share. Last year it was 42. Having one of those guys on a 3rd line with Nuge, who's not a slouch. If you're playing Savoy with Janmark and Henrique on the 3rd line, then I put my hand up and go, what the hell are we doing? Playing Savoy with Nuge and whoever it ends up being, Nuge and Frederick, even Nuge and Henrique, You're sitting there going, hey, you get to play with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, who is a bona fide 50-plus point guy in this league, who has good offensive instincts, who can take care of his own end as a centerman. Like, the idea that Savoy on the third line, and here's where I'll say it's beneficial for multiple reasons, it'll give him softer matchups. It still gives him a chance to play with a skilled NHLer. It maybe gives him a chance to ease into the season a little bit. Again, you're hoping for Matt Savoy to be playing for all 82 games for the Edmonton Oilers, right?
Yep.
So easing him into it early on and saying, hey, listen, we're not putting the expectations of 97's shooter or the guy who's going to go get pucks for Leon Draisaitl and set him up in his office. Like, we're not going to put that pressure on you. What we're going to do is start you on the third line. You're going to get a bunch of shifts against second and third pairings and other third and fourth lines. You're going to get to play with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. You're going to get to start in the offensive zone a lot. And if you and Nuge click, holy shit, we finally have a consistent third line that can outscore the opposition because they need that.
Yeah, they do need that. The third line is going to be a key thing for them, but I think like when we did the exercise of going through and looking who can play where throughout the opening night, there's a lot of players you can kind of plug and play. The forward group is fairly versatile, I think is a fair way to put it. Yep. So, yeah.
Tons of guys who can play center, left wing, right wing, all that.
Yeah. The Howard stuff, he's the most intriguing player for me because he's going to have to get better.
Yeah.
He wasn't outstanding in the rookie games. He hasn't skated. He missed a lot of the captain skates because he was at that PA thing.
NHL PA thing, yep.
So I would like to see him get a bit of a runway here, but also, too, if he starts in the American League, I don't think it's the end of the world. If he goes down and plays 10 games in the American League and then gets called back up because he's playing so well, then great. But like, you do have to earn things. You can't just get it because, we need a youth movement. Like, Ike Howard has to play for us.
Yeah.
Like, if he starts in the American League, it is what it is. What did Ryan McLeod? I know he's a different style of player, obviously, but like, Ryan McLeod, people are very excited. The conversation was coming into camp that he played well enough to make it, and they still sent him to the American League, and he got called up fairly early, if I'm remembering correctly. Let me look.
Oh, that happens all the time.
Yeah, he played 28 games in the American League, at 28 points, got called up for the Oilers that year, played 10 games, so he must have had some injuries along the way.
It's a totally different sport, but I'm wearing a Blue Jays hat right now. You know, Addison Barger goes down to start the season, and everyone's like, oh boy, what? Goes, works on his swing, comes up, boom.
It's
batting in the middle of the order.
Thing,
totally is.
Like, if Ike Howard goes through preseason, doesn't score one goal, worst case scenario.
Sure.
That guy is probably gripping his stick a bit.
And I talked about this with Gregor yesterday, too. It's like, let's say you don't think Howard's totally up to speed after the preseason or he's not 100% confident. Keep in mind, like, Savoy at least has last season of playing against pros. Yeah. Had his 4-game cup of coffee. Like, Ike Howard does not know what it's like to play in a game against pros, against men. He does not know what it's like to play in the NHL.
Mm-hmm. And that's not to say he can't.
No. Again, I think you and I have kind of taken on a perspective of like, maybe we're being a little bit too precautionary, a little bit too pessimistic with Howard, but I feel like we're doing that to try offset some of the expectations because there again are people being like 25 goals, Calder Trophy finalist, riding next to McDavid all season, and it's like, whoa, he's never played a pro hockey game. He never even got the 9-game cup of coffee, like none of that stuff. The benefit of him going down to Bakersfield to start the year and playing 21 minutes a night, handling the puck on every power play, quarterbacking the power play, like there are benefits to that.
I will say the start of the season could benefit him. Not necessarily who they play, but they're going on that Eastern Road swing immediately. Yeah. So it might give them a little bit more time to gel right away. And if he's kind of part of that group and then they come back and who knows after that. But like the first part of the season, there's a lot of games. They don't actually play it back-to-back once, but maybe that's a good opportunity for him to plug in. So their first game is October 8th against the Calgary Flames on a Wednesday, of course.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Wednesday night hockey. Oilers Flames. So dumb.
Someone in the chat, Chester, who's been very active lately, and a relatively new viewer. I don't remember him at all last year.
I don't think so. Let us know.
Chester, when did you start watching? He says, I don't think we see Howard until at least January. I think that's an overreaction now.
I think we could see him gone in January. Like, he's sent down before then. But I don't think we'll wait until January to see him.
Yeah, he'll play NHL games before January. I think it's way more likely, Liam, that he goes down to Bakersfield for the first month of the season versus they keep him up here for a month and send him down.
So I looked at Bakersfield's schedule. They start on a Saturday, which is a good time to start a season against San Jose Barracuda. But then they have a lot of home games in October. Relatively close games, I guess. So maybe they just send him down for the first month. Come back from I know I just said the first road trip could be beneficial, but if they see it's like, we don't need to take it. We'll take Max Jones with us, and he'll go and get some ice time in. The Iceman will get some ice time.
Yeah. Again, I just don't think, and like we saw someone, so you go and acquire him and then immediately drop him to the minors,
He's
LMFAO. He hasn't played a fucking pro hockey game. Calm down. Sam O'Reilly wasn't going to help you at all this year.
He wasn't even going to play.
And he has a lower ceiling than Ike Howard. So, again, the trade is good, even if Ike Howard doesn't play till January. But
Tyler said in the chat, with Hyman's injury, I think Howard, that will start. And that does benefit him a lot, definitely.
Totally, because there's an open spot, and there's also an open spot on the power play. We're going to talk about that in a little bit.
Do you know, it's too bad in a way he's the age that he is.
Okay.
Because with the new CHL rule, you know, if this was his 20-year-old season, or his 19, whatever, for example, and he'd already played a year of college, be like, just go play for the London Knights for a year. But they obviously can't do that. It's too bad.
All right. YouTube chat. You're a great YouTube chat brought to you by Odd Company Brewing and the Nation Beer Everyday Lager, a crisp, clean lager crafted not just for game day, but for every day. Find one at your local liquor store or go direct to the source, one of their 2 locations, Edmonton or downtown or the Ritchie location. Let's get to some quotes from the first day of camp because there's a couple of things for us to chew on. Quotes are brought to you by the Alberta Teachers Association. Alberta school boards have the least to spend per student on public education in Canada. This chronic underfunding has left schools in crisis. Classrooms are overcrowded. Student needs unmet and supports are at an all-time low. Record numbers of teachers are leaving due to worsening conditions, and as proud Albertans, we can't stand by while government policies continue to neglect education. Our schools urgently need your help. We must demand increased funding and answers. Demand answers from your local MLA. Our kids deserve better. It's time to stop the excuses. For more information, visit stoptheexcuses.ca. A couple of quotes for us to get into here, Liam. One of them was Connor McDavid after practice yesterday, and I believe we have the video.
Can you describe the difference in maybe just the feel of your whole group in this time compared to last year, right? Obviously, the unfortunate ending both years, but there seems to be a different feeling. Can you describe what that is?
I think it's motivation. I think it's excitement. I think it's a little bit of new blood, young blood, which is exciting to have. Bring some energy to the rink every day. So, truthfully, I thought that was the best practice we've had in a long time. So, it was exciting, fun to be out there, high pace, competitive. I thought it was the best practice we've had in a long time.
The best practice we've had in a long time. 2 ways to view this. One, haven't had a practice in a few months. It was the off season. Liam has another theory.
Connor McDavid hated the team last year. That is my theory. And quite frankly, I also hated the team last season.
2 wins within 2 wins of a Stanley Cup.
But did they ever really? It never felt like they deserved to be there. In the regular season. In the playoffs, they kick the shit out of everyone.
Yeah.
But in the season, there was just so many passengers. And I truly believe those passengers are gone. I think a lot of their personalities are maybe coming back into
Don't think Evander Kane was hustling in practice?
Do you know what? I don't even see Evander Kane as one of the issues because, and I think purely games, because I can watch the game. I can't watch practice. But, like, how many times did we sit there being like, holy smokes, Victor Arvidsson? Like, Jeff Skinner was hit and miss. Like, sometimes you liked it, sometimes you didn't. But clearly there was something about him that the team didn't like. Evander Kane came back and was, like, relatively decent in the playoffs until the final when he just got called on everything, every sticking penalty. Corey Perry, Connor Brown, obviously a couple of guys maybe you would have wanted to keep, but ended up making a bit too much money for what the others could afford. And I just think you look through and it's just like, I think they were missing the excitement of a Fogle, a McLeod, a Holloway. They
lost some of that youthfulness,
Yeah, a bit of buzz around the
guys
team.
who come to the rink and are like happy to be practicing.
Yeah,
thing, you know?
So I do think, vibes guys. That's a good point by Aaron. I think they've found those guys now. They've spoken a lot about Mangiapane, about not even playing against him in Calgary, but in the OHL. Like that's kind of the thing. Tomasek, a former OHL player as well. I wonder how much influence Knobloch have over that decision of, like, he was really good when we played against him. I know it was a long time ago, but still, like, you know about these guys. And obviously, Savoy, it sounds like they really like him. Yeah. Rumor has it he's gone out with the boys.
You've been hearing rumblings?
I've heard a couple of rumblings.
He's going out with the boys?
That Matthew Savoy, Savvy as the guys are calling him, is going out with the boys.
So one thing that we don't talk about a lot, but was definitely a thing, they traded away all of Evan Bouchard's friends. Every single one of them left. There was...
slowly but surely. Like, started with Yamamoto, gradually everyone left.
Like, the guys you would see, and I do, like, not to be, like, TMZ, whatever, and, like, you and I aren't out at the bars. This is all hearsay.
No.
But, like, there was a crew that would, like, hang out together.
Yeah.
And it was like McLeod, Fogle, Bouch, Yamo, and they all left. And like Bouch was just kind of left there at the end. Like it was an old team last year. And I do think having young guys in the room, having young guys who go out and get into mischief or whatever, right? Like I think it's good for camaraderie of the team. Don't clip this.
I agree. I do. I think that matters.
I agree.
Like, and you know, it's funny, and like I never understood this until I got a little bit older, like I am now, almost 20. I'm 29.
Mm-hmm.
Hearing stories from younger guys about like what they got up to at the weekend and like,
living vicariously through young people.
It actually is fun. Yeah. Like it's fun to be like, you're dumb. I would never do that, even though I probably did. And I think they miss that. I really do think they miss that. So by no means do I think Savoy, Howard, or Emberson or any of these younger guys are going to be painting the town every weekend and maybe. But like they're gonna bring a little bit of excitement and different dynamics to the team, and I do think that matters a lot. Even Brett pointed out Szymanski also an OG.
But like keeping practices light, like these guys buzzing around, hooting, hollering, all that. I think it's really good. Let's move on from that. Connor said they had a great practice. That's awesome. Stuart Skinner's weight loss has been a topic of conversation. Obviously, it was a topic of conversation last year that he was listed, 25 pounds heavier than he was the year before. We talked earlier in the week about how websites lie, teams lie about this. So the Oilers listed Skinner at 205. He kind of came out and was like, no, I'm 215, not 205. He didn't lose 25 pounds. He lost 15. But Stu Skinner talking a little bit about that at Oilers practice.
Typo, but said that you were 205 on the thing. Is it 215? Are you a little bit lighter than you were last year? 25 seems like a big drop.
Yeah, definitely not 205. I don't know if that would be healthy for me, losing 25 pounds in a month, but 215 right now.
What was the reasoning, the benefit, the goal to do that?
I think for me, longevity, joint health. I'd love to be playing in this league for a long time, so just trying to stay as healthy as possible is kind of the main thing. To be honest, that's kind of it.
Typo alert.
There was?
That's what he said.
Oh, typo. We got this question in our mailbag for Monday on the site, so I'll give you a little teaser there. But it was like, hey, why does this matter? His lateral movement was an issue last year.
Yeah, it wasn't very quick side to side.
Like, I can think back to a few goals where it was like, he doesn't get to his post quick enough, wraparound chance, all that stuff. And Naeem says, I don't care, just make a save. Like, okay, but like, we're obviously going to talk about a guy who's lighter and going to be moving quicker. Like, that was probably the number one issue in his game. And if he solved it, there's reason to think that there's a potential bounce back for Stuart Skinner. And again, I will keep coming back to this. He is a relatively young goalie in the NHL. He's 26 years old. Here are his save percentages by the 3 full seasons he's played. 914, 905, 896. I think I can point to which one of those is going to be the anomaly. I think he is a goalie who can consistently give you 900 or better hockey. And if he's a little bit lighter and if he worked on things and like, again, he also had to, never mind the fact he played 59 games in 2023-24. He then went on a very long playoff run. Like, how many times in Stuart Skinner's life, and we're a Pro Stu podcast, I always throw that in there, whatever, he had to appear in, north of 70 games that season. Remember when Talbot had to play in that many games when he first came over to the Oilers and they made the playoff run, and the next year he was junk because they overplayed him the year before?
Yeah.
I think for Stuart Skinner, and Talbot ended up going on and continuing to have a great career because I think in part, one, he started playing less, but also you kind of learn how to manage that, right? And I do think for Stuart Skinner last year, he played a ton of hockey. The offseason, I think he would probably tell you, was not what it needed to be. A year ago.
Yeah.
Came into camp maybe a little bit overweight, was playing catch up all season, and it hurt his numbers. Last year, obviously played a little bit less, 51 games versus 59, 50 starts compared to 57. And now he knows what going on that long run is like. He knows what he needs to do in the summer to come in prepared. So the idea that he's just going to be brutal, 896, super inconsistent, lose the net to Pickard, I don't think you can just point to him and say that, because I think it's a guy who's still learning how to be a number one goalie in this league. And I will continue to hammer home this point. This was supposed to be his first year as a starter. This was supposed to be year 4 of Jack Campbell, where Campbell, after maybe splitting in year 3, Campbell was supposed to be the starter. Years 1 and 2, they maybe split year 3. Year 4, it was like, okay, we're starting to hand it over to Stu. And then year 5, Stu is supposed to be a workhorse starter. This is year 4 of him being a workhorse starter, one of the goalies in the NHL that's played the most games. I think we need to be a little bit patient with him. And I know a bunch of you are going to roll your eyes and be like, you said this all of last year. And I did. Hand up. I totally said that. I was waiting for him to get hot. He's also a big reason why they beat Vegas, and maybe the number one reason why they beat Dallas last year in the playoffs. So let's give credit where it's due. Like, when he finds himself, he's a really damn good goalie. And maybe in year 4 as a starter at only 26 years old, maybe he's just a little bit more prepared to take on that role and be more consistent.
I agree. The only thing I maybe would have changed the more I thought about it just with games played is maybe they could have just got a better backup that could play a little bit more.
I agree.
But also, I think they did a decent job last year of a good rotation. Relatively good. Also, I misspoke before. I said the Oilers don't have any back-to-backs in October. They have 2.
Okay.
One of them is a nation vacation.
Oh, yeah. Okay, because it's a Friday-Saturday double, or sorry, a Saturday-Sunday doubleheader, which on the calendar always throws me off.
Yeah, and then the weekend before, they have New Jersey, Detroit, 1:30 and 1 p.m. games. Yikes.
All right. Agreed. Looking for a big year from him, from Gilly. Yeah. Again, if you set his over-under for save percentage next year at 901, I take the over. I think he's going to be better than a 901 next year.
I would hope so.
Another thing, too, to keep in mind, I was talking about this with Gregor the other day on his show, Sports 1440. Shout out to them. NHL average save percentage. I believe it's Hockey Reference. Yeah, that tracks it. So in Stuart Skinner's first year in the league, average save percentage was 904. So he was 10 ticks above league average. The next season, save percentage dropped to 903. Stu was 2 ticks better than average. So he was way above average in year 1, slightly above average in year 2, and in year 3, he was an 896. League average was 900. He was a tick below, 4 points below. So I don't know. It's also worth noting, again, as we evaluate goaltenders, average save percentage in the NHL has stayed the same or gone down in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 straight seasons where the average save percentage in the league has dropped. Or stayed the same or dropped. 915, 915, 913, 912, 910, 910, 908, 907, 904, 903, 900. That's interesting. And I actually think last year was below 900 for the bulk of the season until the end of the year. Interesting. It's interesting that save percentages are dropping, but goals have also been dropping the last few years.
Because the NHL doesn't call penalties.
Well, that's a part of it too. Power play percentages have dropped each of the last 3 seasons in the NHL. Or sorry, power plays.
Yeah.
Power play opportunities last 3 years.
Remember that was a big thing.
Gregor did a great write-up about it last year.
Yeah, and I think that all kind of sparked a little bit from when McDavid got suspended.
Oh, yeah.
And he just wasn't getting penalties called for him.
Yeah.
And people were like, well, the other years he got him. Was like, okay, well, McDavid didn't just stop playing the way he's been playing all those previous years. Like, he still is going through everyone and getting tripped every play. Or held or whatever. Never liked that argument against it. Because I wrote the article. People didn't like it.
And I get what Naeem and Tyler are saying, where the standard can't be average. I totally agree with you. They need to get, at this point, they need to get above average goaltending. But let's say, again, league average this year, let's say it's 900 again. Where at what point, I'll ask you, Naeem and Mulick, at what point will Skinner have a save percentage that, can I be blunt? Can I be mean to them? Because they're probably 2 people who can handle it. At what point can Skinner have a save percentage that shuts you up about the goaltending? Right? Was that too mean? I don't think that was too mean. They get where I'm coming from. But at what point are you like, all right, we're good?
I just think that the other part of it too, which is always interesting, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sure there's one team in the league that's like this, maybe a couple, but if you're paying on your forwards and your defense, your goalies are going to suffer. If you're paying on your goalies and your defense, your forwards are going to suffer.
Very hard to have a perfect roster.
So,
unless you're in a non-state income tax.
I'm sorry, the comments are kind of going by here, but just being with that said, the top 3 goalies in the regular season were terrible in the playoffs, yada, yada, yada. being average, I think, is probably fine. Like
they're
a little
so
bit
good
average.
defensively, though, that like I do want the goalie to reflect that a little bit.
Okay, slightly above average then.
Yeah.
But like, I just think that's got to be content for you because at the end of the day, now don't get me wrong, next season if we come around and Skinner, let's just say for conversation's sake, $6 million. Like it or lump it, whatever, I don't care. And then we're talking about a guy that has an $8.95. Then yeah, we have a serious problem.
Yeah, totally.
But right now we're talking about a guy who makes $2.6 million. So if he can be just a little bit above average, so let's just say 904 for the sake of it, then that should be fine.
You're spending below average money and asking for above average results. Like, that logically just doesn't make sense. I believe Stu can do that, but this roster is built for shooting for, I think, average goaltending.
Yeah, and also, too, for me, I've said this last year and was one of my biggest arguments. It's the goalies for me is like, what have you done for me lately? I don't like the save percentage stat. Because it gives you a full image of the season, but like if Skinner the final 20 games of the season is unbelievable. Like in the playoffs, everyone just forgets how he was in the rest of it.
Rounds 2 and 3.
Rounds 2 and 3 because of how bad he was in round 1.
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, I actually don't care because he won 2 rounds for them. And then wasn't even that bad. Like people criticize him for game 4, it would have been, like so heavily because he allowed 3 goals in the first. Do you remember I had an argument with our boss, Jay. Did he pay you $20 yet?
Nah.
Unbelievable.
I don't think he read the text.
In the pool.
Because he's texting me about other stuff and not acknowledging that.
But do you remember in the pool that night, I was like, Skinner was probably their best player in the first period.
Yeah.
And Jay yelled at me.
Yeah, he was very angry.
I was like, they had 17 shots on goal.
Yeah. And they were down 2-0.
And they were down 3-0 because Stetcher put one right into the middle of the slot, 1-on-1. And it's like, one of the goals was maybe his fault, but like the others had 4 shots. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Skinner is gonna be a problem for this show all year.
Yeah, I know, and like again, Mulick saying, it'll stop. He'll stop when he stops getting pulled in the playoffs. When Stu stops getting pulled in the playoffs. So like, if Stuart Skinner's at .918 all season and is a top 5 goalie save percentage wise in the NHL, at no point you're gonna be like the Oilers goaltending's good. You're still gonna go into the deadline being like need a new goalie. Like that's unfair. You've gone way too far the other way now.
Yeah. Where you're like us with Janmark.
I think that's way more justified. And yeah, Stu wasn't good in the final. Here's another thing. How many guys were?
Who was good in the final?
Wallman.
Probably one of very few, wasn't he?
Wallman and Dry. Dry was good. OT
Dry,
winner, all that. He was sick.
OT winners.
Pods I thought was okay too. Pods was good, but like, okay, we just struggled to think of 3 Oilers who were good in the Stanley Cup final. Like, maybe it's... Right, Troy Stetcher throwing pucks up. No, we don't need to relive the fucking cup final.
No, let's go back.
Nah, I'd rather not. 6 shutouts. That's a bit high to ask. Did he not have 3 in the Stanley Cup playoffs?
He had
right?
3 in the regular season and 3 in the playoffs.
And then, like Troy's point, like even Otter got pulled and Hellebuck gets pulled.
Hellebuck was the worst goalie in the playoffs, arguably. For like
my God, yes.
Like I don't
terrible.
Know. Also, someone said keep his goals against under 3. His goals against in the regular season was .281. In the playoffs, it was .299. He did it.
Yeah, and agree that I'll agree with you guys that like again going into the deadline, it's again dependent on Pickard because like there is a part of this with Calvin Pickard too where like he passes every test you put in front of him. You bring him up to bail you out from Jack Campbell. He plays well. Last year is a good backup who goes on runs where he could handle, a couple of starts in a row, consecutive starts. And in the playoffs, he saved your ass a few times. Like, I don't know, man. Like,
do you know
also great in the room. I know you guys don't like to give credit to that kind of stuff, but like.
So it does matter. Like we just talked about like the young guns kind of thing.
Yeah, like you can sit here and poke holes about his save percentage, his style of play, all that. And I like get it. And I would love to see them have a really, really good veteran backup. But, like, if they get to the deadline and Pickard's at a .904 and Skinner's at a .910, they aren't getting a goalie.
I also think, though, in the same breath, like, if Pickard isn't performing, he can't keep his job because he's good to the guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The one other thing I think is interesting coming into this year, and again, like, we haven't seen the team properly. It doesn't feel like they have multiple holes this time. I feel like the roster is a bit more complete. Like when you look at it, look at the blue line and you don't sit there and think, damn, we're going to have to play Brett Kulak top 4 minutes most of the year. And in the forward group, it's like, again, we talked about it earlier and we'll get into it shortly too. It's just like the versatility of it. Like pretty deep. Probably one more top 6 forward would be nice, but like, we don't know if Ike Howard or Savoy or even Podkolzin takes off and just becomes a top 6 guy. One of them could. Maybe that leads them to look more at goaltending when trade deadline comes around. Maybe they can make that more of a priority. And I think that's one thing we talked about last year was I don't think they could afford to make the goalie 100% a priority because they needed a third line guy. They needed another top 4 defenseman. And the hope was, and it almost worked, that once they got those guys, then the goalies, the goaltending problem, we can call it, they were able to overcome it. And they very, very nearly did. But this year, I wonder if it can be like a top 2 problem for them. If it gets to that, fingers crossed, the goalies can just be good.
Yep.
I mean, I'm sure even Naeem and Tyler would agree. Let's just hope they're good enough.
Good.
So that would be my pitch to Bowman when the deadline comes around right now.
Last one for quotes. Leon says he wants to be in the Selke conversation. It's worth noting he was 6th last year in voting. He borderline kind of was.
Yeah, I think.
I would love to see it.
I was wondering about this when I put together those betting trend things for the awards I'm going to track. Do you, like, those 10 games, 11 games, whatever it was that he missed, I really think set him off from being, like, maybe top 3 in Selke or even, like, first MVP. Like, I still am not over the fact he didn't win the Hart last year. That was just like such an underrated story over the summer.
Well, because we were focused on winning a Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
So when they announced the Hart Trophy winner, none of us were like, we were all like, oh shit, it's game 2 tomorrow night.
Yeah, and we laughed at like hell about getting it because he was already out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super disappointing.
All right, Davin wants it. Let's do it. Lineup predictions on the Star Mechanical Guest Line. It's Edmonton's #1 plumbing and heating company. You can find out more about them by visiting them at starmechanical.ca. Liam and I put together, just based on day 1 of camp, how we're feeling, using some foresight, all of that stuff, what we think the lineup will be on opening night. And I think maybe what we'll do, Liam, every Friday heading into the season, we'll change them, right? Do a little power, like, okay, I'm doing this. I like how this guy's playing, all that stuff. So I'll go first, my lineup. Okay. I'll start with this. Blue lines, we are
both the same.
Both the same.
Unless Alec Regula can somehow outdo Ty Emberson.
Probably won't.
Probably both agree that would be like the step, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be the one. But like I have Ekholm with Bush. I have Nurse with Wallman. I have Kulak with Emberson. Forwards. I have Mangiapane sticking with McDavid on the top line. I have Trent Frederick getting that job. And we're going to have more on this later, but I think Trent Frederick's going to get some opportunities to prove himself a little bit. They obviously made the 8-year commitment to him. I think they'll want to see if he's a fit with 97. With Hyman out, I like Frederick as kind of a net front guy and all of that. He obviously has scoring touch. He's scored 18 goals in the NHL before when his most common line mates were Morgan Geekie and like a 37-year-old James Van Riemsdyk. I think he's got better boots than he showed us. I think that leg injury, that lower body injury hampered him way, way more than a lot of people were giving him credit for or willing to excuse him for. So I got Frederick on my top line with Mangiapane and McDavid. I got Draisaitl with Podkolzin and Matt Savoy. I know I talked about maybe Matt Savoy working with Nuge and giving you a third line that can score, but I like Savoy to be with Draisaitl. I think stylistically they're a perfect fit. Putting some finesse and some skill on that line and then having the Pitbull and Podkolzin on the left side, I think that'd be great. I know Ryan says Frederick was signed to be the third line center. I think they are way more committed to Ryan Nugent-Hopkins being the good veteran third line center on this team. I have him, and this is the one line where I was wincing and wasn't sure if I wanted it there. Howard with Nuge and Tomasek. That is the first one I want to get your take on. What do you think of me going Howard, Tomasek, putting 2 guys who have never played an NHL game on the third line with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins?
I think it can work. I wonder if they go for more a defensive approach on that line. As I say this, I can't remember what I did on my third line, so I might have done the same one, to be honest. But on Tomasek, I think they do really like his wall play. That was something specifically that Chris Knobloch said. Can he be something similar to what Connor Brown was, in a way? I don't think he's going to be as physical as what Connor Brown was. And I know Connor Brown's not running guys through the boards, but like Tomasek said, he's like, in the SHL, you just don't hit because the ice is so big.
And you get caught out of position if you hit a guy.
Yeah, so that'll change. I wonder if they bump up Ike Howard just slightly just to protect him a little bit more from the defensive responsibilities.
Yep.
But I don't hate it. I could see this definitely being the setup on that third line.
Fourth line, I have Henrique with Kapanen and Janmark. Put some speed on the wings, we'll call it, like Kapanen and Janmark. You know, they're good on the boards. They can forecheck. Henrique, I get it, at his money isn't great, and I do agree that we're going to see Henrique play more wing than center. The only way I can see him starting, like, there's a couple of paths to him starting on the wing. One of them would be Frederic plays fourth line center. Tomasek, they talked about maybe being a fourth line center. The other option would be Howard starts in the American League. Henrique is up on the third line as a winger with Nuge and Tomasek, and Philp or Lazar make the team as your fourth line center. That was kind of the only calculation, only way I could see it. But I also do know Chris Knobloch. I think he likes constants. And if he has to go into the year and be like, you know what, Henrique is on my fourth line, I think he's comfortable with that. So I think it's a bit of a comfort play almost for me, going Henrique on the fourth line. And I think, again, I'm thinking about balance here a little bit, where you have a clearly defined top six and a clearly defined bottom six. That Howard, Tomasek, Nuge line has to eat a lot of O-zone starts. So I think you can trust Kapanen, Janmark, Henrique to eat a lot of the D-zone starts. And I like how those two lines kind of play off each other. There's my lineup. There's my reasoning. Liam, yours.
Let's have a look. See what I did.
You forget already?
I remember my top line.
Oh my
there you go. First line, Nuge, McDavid, Savoy.
Whoa.
Pure skill. I think with Zach Hyman out of the lineup, I think we'll see Nuge in the top six to start the season. Once Hyman comes back, maybe that's when Nuge falls down a little bit more. Second line, Podkolzin, Draisaitl, Kapanen. We did see this line actually have some success in the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken, right?
You forgot a player.
Who did I forget?
Mangiapane.
Oh, shit.
Oh, you literally said before the show, you're like, I think I'm forgetting someone. I was like, oh.
It's because Mangiapane was on the top line with Nuge. Okay, this is what I'm going to do then.
Yep.
Put that back up, sorry, Ann. Yeah, I got bad eyes. God damn it. Okay. Fuck. Okay, first line's the same. Second line. Okay, that's what I'll do.
Mangiapane for Kapanen.
No. Mangiapane is going where Curtis Lazar. Lazar will go. Janmark will play on the right side. Mangiapane will be on the fourth line.
You have Mangiapane on the
fourth.
I
did not judge your lines. I will read it and give you my judgment. Top line's the same. Third line, Podkolzin, Draisaitl, Kapanen. Howard, Frederic, Tomasek. And then fourth line, I'll have Mangiapane, Henrique, and Janmark, and that'll be essentially my third shutdown line. I don't think you can look at this as like, that's my fourth line. They're playing 10 minutes. Because they're obviously way too good of a fourth line if you have Mangiapane. I would even say the same thing if Lazar is out there. I think that they're going to have defensive responsibilities, and I could see that being it. I can also see if we come to opening night and Howard's struggling, that's when Mangiapane climbs his way up the lineup. I just think there's a lot of versatility within this team that he can throw things around. The one I'm locked on, though, the 5 players I would 100% lock in on is that's where they'll play. My first line and Podkolzin and Draisaitl.
Yeah, I could get behind this a little bit more if you had Mangiapane on the second line. I just think they're going to give him top 6 minutes out of the gate.
Perhaps. I mean, he did skate with McDavid yesterday, of course, but I take that with a bit of a grain of salt because the lines are split up and everything. But I just think it's funny, though, isn't it? Like, because you look at that lineup even without Mangiapane, it's actually not bad.
They have depth.
Yeah, it's really not bad.
I'm not as high on Curtis Lazar as you are. I don't think we'll actually see him all that much this year.
I just think the right shot sentiment thing is something they really wanted. I really do.
Yeah.
They went out and got 3 guys who can play right shot center.
Yeah.
The fact only one of them would make the team, the other one being Philp. I just think it's crazy.
Mulik goes, imagine having a $10 million fourth line.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
and
you know who else?
Because they're all under the cap.
You know who else doesn't give a shit how much they make? Chris Knobloch.
No. Okay, if we want to use that logic of like a $10 million fourth line, then your fourth line based off money value is Podkolzin, Philp, Kapanen.
Yeah, or like Tomasek, Howard, and
Lazar. Like, the money is so irrelevant once they get on the ice. I really don't care. It's like you were saying before, like, Frederic is maybe too expensive to be a fourth line center. Who gives a shit? Yeah, who cares? If he goes out there and he stops the other guy from scoring goals consistently, then that's what matters the most.
So, like, and Mulik, and I don't know if this is agreeing or disagreeing with you, but, like, what I'll say is I don't think money matters as much as, like, organizational commitment at some point.
Sure.
So, like, Frederic, you can argue, yeah, sure, they signed him to be third line center. No, I think they just signed him to play top 9 minutes.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't think they're going to bury him on the fourth line with Janmark and Tomasek and be like, go out there. Like, I think they're going to give him a look higher in the lineup with skill. And I'm higher on the player than most, sure.
Frederic?
Yeah, Frederic.
I like Frederic.
Mangiapane, I don't think you come out of the gates with your free agent acquisition sitting on your fourth line. Like, I just don't think they would. I think they'll move him up. I just think
they're going to struggle with that left wing.
Maybe.
Because it's either, okay, so based off that, Mangiapane on the fourth line. If Mangiapane's not there, then who's there? Who did you Kapanen? Fourth line, left wing.
Or Janmark's on the left and Kapanen's on the right.
So then you had Mangiapane, Podkolzin, Howard, right? Mm-hmm. So then then your centers are an expensive one is on the fourth line. Yeah. Your trade deadline acquisition. I just think like either way, like it's a really good problem to have.
Yeah, and again, you're shuffling guys around here, and that's part of it.
I think it'll flex quite a bit throughout the year. I was really trying to find a way to get Henrique on a wing.
Me too.
But I don't want him on the first line if Hyman's not there.
Yeah, I worry about making the top line too slow. Maybe a top line that could be something. Henrique, McDavid, Mangiapane. I don't hate that. It doesn't I'm not gagging as I say it.
Henry, I just think you have enough skill on the right side that you could have someone decent there.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. All right, we got to keep cruising along with the show. Let's get to our Sherwood Ford Giant question because it ties into the lineup talk a little bit. Sherwood Ford the Giant, right in the heart of Sherwood Park. Ford employee pricing is on now. Find out more at sherwoodford.ca. Also brought to you by our friends at Sherwood Power Sports and Marine. Just down the street, all your outdoor needs, boats, ATVs, motorcycles, side-by-sides, e-bikes. They got it all at Sherwood Power Sports and Marine. Who takes Hyman's spot on Power Play 1? My guy's Trent Frederick. Big body, net front, good hands. I also wouldn't sleep on Adam Henrique.
Maybe Mangiapane. Maybe that's how you justify having him on your fourth line.
Don't know if he's enough of a net front guy.
I don't remember how he scored goals for Calgary a few years ago.
I think a decent amount off the rush. I think he uses his shot.
Kachuk would have been a net front presence, I would assume. You got options. Hey, honestly, could be Tomasek. He is 6'2".
Yeah,
he's a big body. Maybe Podkolzin is a guy. Or maybe they go two defensemen. Maybe Wallman.
But you still need a net front then.
Then Nuge.
I don't know if Nuge is a net front guy.
Well, because Hyman would have gone Perry. You've lost Perry, so that's your automatic replacement. It is an interesting question because, last year it would have just been like, oh, Perry just goes on there. I wonder if they give it, depending on where Tomasek is in the lineup, if he's top 6 forward on opening night, I could see him getting thrown in there.
Frederick, Henrique, Tomasek. Pick one right now.
Tomasek.
Really?
Yes.
You would put your money on Tomasek?
Yes,
I'd put my money on Henrique, but I would like it to be Frederick. You like Henrique, Aaron?
I think it's
yeah. All right. This lineup looks great. We don't even have Hyman yet. Yeah, I mean, when Hyman comes back, there's going to be a couple good players sitting every night. But again, things change throughout the season. Guys will get hurt. You're never really going to be 100% healthy, all of that. Gord, I make Tomasek the Hyman replacement for the first month. So I think Gord is saying, yeah, you're playing with McDavid. You put him in front of the net, see if you catch lightning in a bottle. I don't dislike that either. Like, of the three I kind of listed there and said pick one, I don't think there's a poor choice at this moment. I could think there's a poor choice after 5 preseason games. I could definitely think there's a poor choice after 5 regular season games. But for right now, I think there's a lot of guys who fit the mold of what you want. I'm also really excited to see, and I should say I really want them to do more of a Unit 1A, Unit 1B. Like, I want McDavid, Dry, Nuge, Bush, and let's call it Henrique for now. And then I really want to see a second unit that's like McDavid, Dry, Wallman, Savoy or Howard, and then Tomasek or Frederick in front. Like, that's what I'd like to see. Or Mangiapane, because he's had power play success in the past. Like, I want to see a second unit that maybe still incorporates Connor and Leon, but like maybe even an A, B, and a C. Like, I think getting guys puck touches sets them up for success.
I think you got to find that more at 5-on-5 than the power play. That's what I would say.
You just don't like messing with a good power play?
I just don't want to burn those guys out by playing them on 2 power plays.
Connor and Leon?
Yeah.
That's fair.
Like, could they both have the Olympics this year? I'm assuming Germany made it.
I think they did.
Yeah. That's one thing I would look to not do too much of.
Do you know one guy? But the power play is just not taxing on Connor and Leon.
No, but it's like an extra 2 minutes.
Well, they're going to play the first minute 15, so it's an extra 45 seconds where...
So are you saying they throw out a different power play and it's those guys?
Yeah.
Not just like they just stay on the ice.
Oh, I'm saying Connor and Leon stay out the whole 2 minutes.
Oh, so it is 2 minutes.
Yeah, okay, I guess. But I'm saying... They're playing the first minute 15 anyways. Like, it's an extra 45 from their regular power play shift. Yeah. And they're really, like, once they ice the puck in the final 45 seconds, Connor and Leon go off anyways. So, like, I just don't think it's all that taxing on them. And I think they like playing on the power play.
I would guess so too.
New power play coach, says Davin, which is a great point. Glenn Gullitson's obviously in Dallas now. So when's the first preseason game?
Sunday.
This Sunday?
Yeah,
2
split
days.
squad on Sunday.
Oh, shit. Split squad? Calgary versus Edmonton?
Edmonton versus Calgary.
Oilers in Calgary?
Calgary and Edmonton.
Flames coming up the QE2 to play the Oilers.
Oilers going down to QE2 to play the Flames.
Damn.
Yeah.
In Calgary.
In Calgary.
So you can see Connor McDavid play the Flames in Edmonton.
And then you can see Leon Draisaitl play the Flames in Calgary.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'm going to have 2 TVs. I'm going to have 4 TVs.
And not one of them will be showing any of the split squad action.
No, I'm going. So I'm going to go 4 TVs in my living room. Okay. Big wall. Split up. Top right, Oilers Flames in Calgary on Oilers Plus. Bottom right, Oilers Flames in Calgary on Flames TV. Top left, Flames in Edmonton on Oilers Plus. Bottom left, Edmonton hosting the Flames on Flames TV. 4 TVs, 2 games, 4 broadcasts.
Whoa.
2 teams with 4 rosters.
That seems like a lot.
Can you parlay the games from Naeem, buddy? Oh, you shouldn't have put that. There's money, sneaky money to be made in NHL preseason betting.
Don't do that. Sneaky money.
Because you know who, like, the rosters sometimes are so imbalanced and the books don't catch up. Big money.
That's luck.
Let's not. I don't. Yeah.
You can't make spreadsheets for hockey.
What?
Like,
it's just a rule?
Well, it's just a bit more difficult. I don't think you can even.
They don't have odds up yet, no. Okay, we got to keep cruising along here. Let's get to what's trending. It's brought to you by Oodle Noodle. Let them take care of dinner tonight. It's Friday. You don't want to cook. Fire up oodlenoodle.ca. Put in a pickup order. And then as you're driving home, pick up the noodles. They'll sit nicely on your passenger seat. They won't move. And then when you get home, your wife, your significant other, whoever it is, your whole family will be like, oh my God, you brought home Oodle Noodle? Savior of the weekend. Start things on a high note. Shout out to Oodle Noodle. Here's what's trending. Anze Kopitar announced it's his final season in the NHL, his 20th year, all with the LA Kings. It'll be his last year. That brought up some questions. Oh, the Kings with all this cap space, could they want McDavid? I promise you, if Ken Holland couldn't build a winner around Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, Connor's not going to be like, I wonder if he could do it with just me. That's just not happening.
They don't like Cody Ceci that much.
That I would push back on. Leon might request a trade. If Connor and Cody Ceci are in LA, Leon might just be like, you know what? I'm not missing that party. Anyways, Kopitar, first ballot, lock Hall of Famer, top 100 player all time, I think, easily.
Easily the greatest Slovenian to ever play in the NHL.
GOAT.
Him and his brother.
Gasper.
Is that his name?
That was his name, Gasper Kopitar.
Yeah, hell of a player. Really, one of a kind.
Kings are going to make a big play for someone in free agency next year.
Yeah, Kirill Kaprizov.
That makes a ton of sense. And they'll just be a team of wingers.
And Philip Deneau.
And Philip
who,
Deneau.
Could shut down McDavid and Draisaitl in the playoffs. He does this almost every year.
Every year.
Almost gets them.
So Kopitar says he's done. Malkin and Ovi both kind of being like, we might not be done. I think Ovi's done. I just think he's maybe not doing the retirement tour thing. I think Malkin's done too.
Malkin, like the quietest superstar in the NHL ever.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't know if I know what that guy sounds like.
No. Rob Rossi, who's writing like in real time, he's doing Evgeny Malkin's autobiography. He covers the team in Pittsburgh. Oh. He had a tweet because someone speculated like, I wonder if Malkin wants to keep playing, like Pittsburgh probably wouldn't want him back. And Rob Rossi said, let's just say I've not even thought about planning a non-Pittsburgh part of this book. And like Malkin hired him to write the autobiography. Like,
right.
Malkin's either going to get like a 1-year extension in Pittsburgh or he's going to go back to Russia. I think he's going to go back to Russia. I think him and Ovi are just both going to go back to Russia.
Whereabouts is he from in Russia?
I have no idea. Tyson Barrie told a great story on Spit and Chicklets about when he was on the Nashville Predators. So this is the year the Oilers traded him. And remember, they played the Canucks in that playoff series. Andrew Burnett, he said, sat him down ahead of like game 1 and was like, hey, like you're not playing. He said him and Burnett went for a beer. And Burnett was like, hey, like we're sitting you. You're going to be healthy scratch for whatever. So first 4 or 5 games of the series go by. Barrie says, He goes out for dinners with the guys. He's crushing beers, all that. Game 6, elimination game in Vancouver. He goes for lunch. He gets beef tartare, glass of champagne, I think he said, has a pint of beer, goes back to the hotel, chilling, goes on the bus with the scratches. So he gets to the rink, he said, about 4 minutes before warm-up, and they were like, Luke Shen has food poisoning, you got to play. So Tyson Barrie, with a couple of beers and beef tartare in him, goes out, plays 18 minutes, and gets an assist, and the Preds save their season. Pretty crazy.
Hell of a game. Played like 18 minutes by the sounds of it.
Speaking of the Preds, Barry Trotz had a money quote. Did you see this?
That was really funny.
Barry Trotz, we've proved the experts wrong 2 years in a row. We're hoping to make it a third. What he means by that is 2 years ago, they weren't supposed to be good. They ended up being great, made the playoffs, had that crazy winning streak, the Sphere season. The next season, they spent boatloads of money in free agency. Everyone's like, this is a cup contender. They finished close to the bottom of the NHL. This year, no expectations on Nashville. I am intrigued to see how they bounce back. Like, Marchessault is still really good. Stamkos still has his moments. I think he can be good on the power play. Yossi, Saros, like Forsberg, they have good players. It doesn't make sense that they were that bad last year.
It's just too bad they're in the best division in hockey.
That is too bad.
For them.
Yep. But 5 of those teams could make the playoffs.
Didn't 5 make it last year?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think that'll be one of them.
That's fair.
The only team that'll be worse than them in that division is Chicago.
75% of people said they agree with my lineup.
Well, it's because I fucked it up. We'll see who's right.
We'll update them next Friday.
It's crazy to think that Liam's lineup didn't have Hyman or Mangiapane. And I went, that's not bad.
Only Tyler noticed.
Last one for what's trending. The Toronto Blue Jays can clinch a playoff spot tonight. Here's what's needed. They're starting a series against the Kansas City Royals. They need to win, and if any 2 of the Tigers, Red Sox, or Guardians lose tonight, the Blue Jays clinch the playoffs. So if 2 of the Tigers, Guardians, or Red Sox lose and the Blue Jays win, they are in Kansas City tonight. The Toronto Blue Jays officially clinch a playoff spot. Jays tonight going with Max Scherzer on the bump. The game was an Apple TV game.
Okay.
And Sportsnet, because it's the potential clinching night for the Blue Jays, they actually brokered a deal with Apple TV to simulcast the Apple TV broadcast on Sportsnet tonight. So you can still watch a game on Sportsnet, which I think is kind of cool.
That would have been crazy if they didn't.
Yeah.
To be honest. So.
Yeah, a lot of people wouldn't have been watching.
Go Jays, go. Kansas have anyone still? Eric Hosman still on the team?
Bobby Witt's their shortstop. He's legit.
Bobby Witt.
He's really, really good. But no, they stink. They're under 500, 76 and 77.
What was that Gordon guy called?
No, you're thinking Alex Gordon.
Alex Gordon. I was going to say Aaron, but that's a basketball player.
Yeah. Maynard says, do not do the champagne celebration. So dumb. Now, that's baseball. They play 162 games. They absolutely deserve. They get 2 or 3 off days a month for like 6 months. If they want to pop champagne after clinching a playoff spot, they absolutely can. Also, I hate when people say it's dumb because everyone in baseball does it. It's not like just the Jays do it or whatever. Like, it's tradition in baseball that when you win or clinch the playoffs, you pop champagne. It's fun as hell. Let them let loose.
Did Bo Bichette get injured or something?
He's out for the rest of the regular season. Yeah, that's a big blow.
Who replaced him?
They are splitting time with Jimenez and Clement at short.
Jimenez is good, right?
Good fielder, awful bat.
Oh, that's good.
Elite fielder, awful bat.
Well, that's not good.
No, not great, but he's made some great plays at short. Jays can clinch a playoff spot tonight. I want to give some love to friend of the show, Eric Sabrowski. The Cleveland Guardians are making a mad charge for the postseason. Okay. They were kind of, I thought they were down and out like 3-4 weeks ago, but they have just been on this insane run. They're on a 7-game winning streak right now. They are a game and a half back of the final playoff spot, which currently belongs to the Boston Red Sox. Red Sox get Tampa. Guardians open a series against Minnesota tonight. There's a chance they do it. 9 games to go. They're also only 2.5 back of the Astros and Mariners. So there are still kind of 3 teams they could catch. They need to keep winning. The Edmonton product, Eric Sabrowski, 7 straight scoreless outings. Wow. Only allowed 1 hit in those 7 outings.
Is he like regarded as one of the best relievers in baseball?
No, and his team still almost doesn't use him as a great reliever. But
wow. He's unbelievable by the sounds of it. I mean, you're the only one that tells me about it.
Yeah, so. I mean, I hype him up, obviously.
But he seems like he's good. I remember they kept putting him up against Soto or something.
He was the Soto stopper last postseason.
Did people call him that? Or did you call him that?
People were calling him that.
People
were calling him that. I went and looked the other day. Pitching qualified rookies and ERA. So his ERA now is all the way down to 1.78. So amongst rookie pitchers who have pitched at least 20 innings this year, there are only 1, 2, 3, 4. There are three. There are only 3. No, it is 4. Sorry. There are 4 rookie pitchers in baseball who've pitched at least 20 innings and have a lower ERA than him. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. That is crazy. I hope you can do it, Eric.
Yep. Can't wait for him to come back to Edmonton so we can have him on the show again.
I know, and he can tell us all his stories. I have so many about.
My favorite thing, like the interview was awesome, but then when we just sat in the office for like an hour with him and got to get like some good stories, that was sick.
That was good. I never knew Stephen Vogt was his coach.
Yep. All right, let's wrap up the show with a quick little bit of betting talk for our friends at Bet365. Download the app today. Use the promo code NATION, whatever the moment. It's never ordinary at Bet365. One thing we're doing is the ONE NFL parlay, boys. We're 0-2.
I was going to say that O is very present right now.
But we only need to average hitting 1 every 5 games and we'll be profitable. So we're 0-2. Okay. So we just need to hit 1 every 5 games and we'll be more than profitable by the end of the season. So let's look at the spreads, boys. Let's make our picks. Liam, okay, you have your quarterback calculation.
Yes. Are we going to use it today?
Sure. Pull it up and tell us who you're picking. Walk us through your logic.
So, for those of you who don't know, I love spreadsheets. I'm not very good at them, but I created a spreadsheet of NFL quarterbacks for the reason being that I was making dumb bets. Yeah. I was betting against dumb quarterbacks. I think we covered it a little bit. So I made a list. And I categorized it. It's a list that's going to change a lot throughout the year. Yep. The categories have already changed so much. But this is what we're looking at. So for podcast listeners, we have don't bet against, good QB, good team, playing well, good but how good, need more, don't trust him, don't bet QBs.
A big list of don't bet QBs.
Yeah, well, a lot like the bottom 3 are all backups coming in.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? Like, where are we looking this week? Because there's not many good matchups.
So, following your logic,
yeah,
Packers minus 7.5 is a good play.
I like that. Are we teasing? Are we doing any teasing?
No, you got to just pick your favorite spread. Okay. But I have a pick I like. I'll let you guys give yours first.
No, you give yours.
Well, I kind of like the over in Packers Cleveland. So I think I'm going over 41.5 Packers Browns.
I had thought about that.
Really?
Browns move the ball really, really well.
Okay.
And they've been in some high scoring games.
They've outgained both teams in yards they've played.
Yeah.
But the Packers don't allow anybody to move the ball well.
But
they stopped Goff and Daniels in their tracks in the last 2 weeks. My pick was going to be
also
Packers
Joe
spread,
Flacco is in do not bet QBs. So
I'll go.
Exactly.
I'll go to another spot. Then you want Packers minus 7.5 for yours?
Yeah, I think that's good.
Okay, Aaron, where do you want to go?
Okay, so I got one for you. Do you guys think over 46 for Chargers Broncos? Or is that too much? What do you feel about that?
I worry about Bo Nix struggling.
Yeah, he's a bit overrated, isn't he? I got to update this actually because Josh Allen has another win on his under.
If you want it though, Aaron, I mean it's your pick. It's your leg of the parlay here. I'm gonna go while you think. Yep. Tampa Bay minus 6.5 at home against the Jets who don't have Justin Fields.
Yeah, I wondered about that one.
That's a smoke it line. Yeah. Smoke that line before it moves. Like getting them at less than a touchdown.
It already moved. It was 4.5 to open.
Yeah, I'm gonna hammer that right now.
I like that one. I mean, there's one there, and it kind of goes against. It goes against the spreadsheet.
Okay,
but it does probably work, just because the other guy's so bad. But like. Dallas only being 1.5 against Chicago.
Makes
no 1
sense.
Now. I'm not even using this as like I think Dak because I don't trust him.
Yeah, he's a don't trust him.
But Caleb Williams has shown like nothing outside of an opening drive in both games that he can score consistently. Yeah. I don't hate that one. And also too, like if we're just making a parlay,
we need Aaron's pick.
Okay, Aaron, go ahead, and I'll say what I was going to say.
We're going over 46, Chargers Broncos.
Okay. Chargers Broncos.
AFC West shootout, let's ride.
There's no way Kansas is going 0-3.
I know.
And they play the Giants this week. Are we doing money lines? We're on money line, right?
Well, no, we're doing
their spread's minus 6. Chiefs got to win by 6.
And I don't believe they will.
You don't think they will?
No, they never fucking cover.
They're so due. I know.
But they have no one to throw to. Even Travis Kelce's playing. He sucks now.
All right. Well, I got our parlays locked, boys. Okay. I just put money on it.
What was it?
What is it?
Packers minus 7.5, Bucks minus 6.5, Chargers Broncos over 46, and we are getting that at 1, 2, 3. So I'm betting with the boys. Plus 611. That'll get us back in business.
Oh, yeah, that'll pay the bills.
All right. Avoid that game. Don't bet the Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm not. I probably won't. Honestly, the only game I'll probably bet this weekend is the Packers, based off my.
I almost actually, you know what I would do? Like, if you're looking at good teaser spots this week, I know you
There's
never.
a few.
I know you never tease across 0, but like, if you were to take Dallas plus 6,
How do like go over?
yeah, I'd take Dallas plus 6. I would take the Cardinals plus 9 against the Niners. Tease that up. KC down to 0 would be great.
Can I give you another one that should be teased down?
Bucks.
The Falcons versus Carolina.
Yeah, take the Falcons and tease them down to 0. Or I would almost take the Panthers and tease them up to 11.5.
I think the Panthers are so.
But they always keep it close.
But I would trust the Falcons
to win that game.
do that rather than, what's his name? Not Bobby Young. He was a pitcher for KC.
Bryce Young.
Bryce Young to do anything positive.
Do you guys say Falcons or Falcons?
Falcons.
What do you say?
I don't know. I think it's
Atlanta Falcons.
Falcons.
I say Falcons.
Falcons.
Atlanta.
The Bev-Facey Falcons, Liam.
Do you know, here's a fun fact about me. So when Atlanta hosted the Olympics in 96, they have this big, like Olympic park, I assume it's called. And they have rocks on the ground, or bricks, I guess. And my uncle lives in Atlanta, and he got me a brick done. It says my name and it has my birthday on it. But my birthday is wrong by a day. Because I was when I was born at 4 o'clock in the morning, he got the message on April 23rd. So he got it engraved as April 23rd, but my birthday is April 24th. Funny little story.
That is a good
So
story.
if you're ever down in Atlanta, scoping around Olympic Park, look for my brick.
All right.
Don't worry where it is.
We got to wrap this pot up. Aaron, you golfing this weekend?
No, I'm not. No, I'm going to go to the range tomorrow.
I'll work on that new driver.
Got my buddy.
Yeah.
Give me some tips. We went yesterday for 18. Improving with the new stick.
You're good. You're good. What are you doing this weekend? Farming? Harvest?
No farming. Big V's game tonight. Inaugural Western Hockey League game.
Enjoy that.
I'll also be going to my fiance's volleyball tournament she's coaching in. The girls won. So they're a small school. They have won 2 games over the last 2 years because they're a very small school. They won their opening game last night. So go Mustangs, go. I'm excited.
They're the St. Luke's Mustangs?
Yeah.
Sick. That's dope.
I'm emceeing a wedding tomorrow night, so congratulations to Robbie and Olivia. Fired up for that.
That is good.
Giddy up. All right, that's a wrap. Everybody enjoy your weekend. We'll be back on Monday, maybe getting you ready for your fantasy hockey leagues on Monday if you all want that. But enjoy your weekend. We'll see you then. Oil up.